Welcome back, guys. Chinzo here. Today we're going to take a look at my son's nursery. As you can tell, the theme is camping. We've got a little bit of fishing, pretty much just kind of a general outdoors, little man cave sort of theme here. The main reason I'm making this video, for one, I'm really excited about how this room came out. And then also I do want to highlight a few things that I did to make this place more personal. I added some of my own artwork here and there. I didn't get to add as much of my own artwork as I would have liked. I had a ton of ideas for things that I wanted to do up here, but as you know, it gets really busy when you're preparing for a child, especially your first child, so I didn't get to do quite everything that I wanted, but I am really proud of the things that I did get to complete, and I'm really proud of how this room came out. So with that said, let's jump into this main wall over here. I knew I was going to put the crib on this wall, so we made this kind of the accent wall. I did a bunch of searching on Pinterest and YouTube, and I kind of really like this layered look of these forest mountains with a little bit of trees in the foreground. It's much simpler than the original idea that I had, but my wife recommended keeping it kind of simple, not making it too busy, and I think that was the right call. So I'm really proud of how this came out. The crib is the Baby Leto, I want to say Yuza. I don't know if that's correct. It's been a while since we shopped for it, but right now we kind of just have it staged with some teddy bears. But of course, whenever he's actually sleeping in here, we won't be using that. And the mobile was a gift from our registry. This was also from Amazon. I will link that as well. I think it goes really well with the whole theme. I got the nameplate on Amazon as well. I did for a while consider making this myself, but like I said earlier, things got busy, and it's one of those things that was just a little bit easier to buy online. And I think it came out really nice. Okay, and kind of moving along this wall, we've got the Ikea Hermnes dresser. Right over here, we've got the, I believe it's the diaper genie. My wife picked that one out, and that was purchased off our registry. We usually have a small little woven hamper that goes here, but he's been dirtying clothes left and right. So that is in the laundry room at the moment. Going back to the dresser, one bit of advice that I would give new parents, if you have the luxury of time, I would say definitely get on Facebook Marketplace. I believe these go brand new. They probably go for like 300 or 400 bucks. I'm not exactly sure, but the market for them on Facebook Marketplace usually ranges from about $150 to $200. I saw several in that price range, but I was able to wait it out, and I found this dresser for 60 bucks. It just had some light paint damage up here, but I was able to paint match it at Home Depot. And if any of you are interested, I can drop the Home Depot color that matches this paint on the Ikea Hermnes dresser. If you guys find that useful, I'll include that down below as well. And I do want to highlight these cute little drawer pulls that I bought on Amazon. I believe they come in a set of 6, so I bought 2 of them. So each of these little animals has a repeat, but I thought these were adorable. On top of the dresser here, we've got the Keekaroo peanut. Got a little basket with all of his supplies, everything to change his diaper, and a little bit of hand sanitizer back there. Over here, we've got the warmer and some more diapers. I believe this is the Hatch sound machine. I use it more for a light than I do for a sound machine, but it seems nice either way. The Keekaroo peanut, my wife insisted on this. She really wanted to have it. The only thing I don't like is that this does get kind of cold. So if it's cold in here, I will usually just put this faux leather mat on top of it. This one seems to stay a little bit warmer, and I keep it folded. So if this surface is cold, I just put this surface on top, and it also makes it a bit easier to keep clean and sanitary. But as far as the shape and how comfortable it is a bit squishy, and I think it's pretty comfortable. And this does inspire some confidence, these little grooves around the edge. I definitely would not leave him unattended in there. And I do believe it comes with a strap, but I really don't bother strapping him in if I'm just going to change him really quick. Overall, it's a good changer, probably a bit overpriced, but it is still very nice. All right, now getting back onto the wall here. I really like this mirror that we picked out. I bought it on Amazon as well. It was a little bit difficult to mount. I had to put my own mounting hardware in here, but A lot of these edges are curved, so I had to angle the mounting hardware so that it wouldn't show. And also being that this shape is asymmetrical, it was kind of hard to level out my hardware and get it to set just right. But I think I pulled it off. I think it looks pretty good. It was just a little bit more difficult than a standard mirror, but I think it was worth it for the overall look. Up here we've got some shelving that I also bought on Amazon. The main thing that I was going for was just trying to match the wood, or at least make it look close enough to where the entire look is cohesive, and I think I pulled that off with these shelves. I'll link those down below as well. For this little corner, I wanted a bit of contrast, so I went with something a bit darker, but I kept those kind of flowy organic shapes, which is what I really wanted in here, and it gives me a nice little place to put some of my artwork, some new toys, some new books that he got at his baby shower, and also one of my first toys. So that toy is probably about 37 or 38 years old, because that is one of my original toys from when I was a kid. It looks a little bit rough, but I did clean it up, and it's really nice to have a place for it here in my boy's nursery. One of the things that I do like about these shelves is that it does have these little knobs so you can hang things. I knew I would have some cute clothes or something cute to put there, so whenever I got these installed, I found this little denim jacket at Old Navy, and I was able to just pop it on there, and it gives it that nice little extra touch and adds a little bit of texture, and especially with these little wooden fish right here, I think it just looks really cool. And then of course up here we've got one of my recent art pieces. This is a fish that I did about a month ago, so I finished it up just in time. Usually with these wooden pieces, I put a layer of resin over the top to give them kind of a shiny appearance. But in this case, I thought it was more fitting to just leave it natural, and I think that was the right call. So the wood is nice and bright. This piece kind of brightens up the room a little bit, and it gave me the opportunity to showcase some of my art in my kid's room. And as always, I write little notes on the back of these for him in the hopes that someday he will see these and know how much I was looking forward to meeting him and how much joy and love I put into decorating and designing this nursery for him. So I was really happy to be able to bring some of these pieces of art into this room. The case is the same with this frog piece. This is actually the first piece that I did for my son. And of course I have a little note to him on the back of that piece as well. So it was really nice to be able to make this space a lot more personal by adding some of my own artwork. And in this corner here, we've got our glider, kind of decorated with some blankets that we got from our baby shower. This one was from my mother, and this one was from one of our really good friends. But this glider is absolutely perfect. It reclines, it's very comfortable. These cushions here are the perfect place to rest your elbows when you're feeding the baby. So I have really loved this glider, and it was one of the first ones we looked at, and I remember sitting in this one and then trying to test out other gliders, and to me, nothing really compared to the comfort of this. It was a little bit pricey as well, but I think it was definitely worth the investment, and that is definitely my recommendation for a glider. This little side table I bought on Amazon as well. Really easy to assemble, but it is a nice little place to set your water or your Kindle or a book, and just kind of have a place to put things while you're feeding or even just relaxing with baby. Swinging around to this wall that's next to the door, we kind of left this a little bit blank. We put our favorite pregnancy photo there, but we wanted room to add more photos once baby is here. So we have plenty of space to grow into that wall. And I just wanted to leave a little bit of space for baby when he's here, that we can kind of evolve this space and add pictures of him as well. Lastly, we'll swing around to this little wall right here, right in between the closet and the entrance. The perfect place to put a bookshelf. And originally I'd planned to just have this one, but we were gifted this one at the baby shower, and it fits perfectly there and looks really nice. So we were able to add a lot more books that way. But yeah, I really like this one, especially because it comes in kind of this olive green colorway, and I was able to pull some green from that wall and kind of make this whole space a bit more cohesive. Stepping into the closet, we did not do anything fancy at all, other than just a few things to help us organize. We got these little organizers for our hanging clothes. And I bought a ton of these little velvet hangers on Amazon. I think I probably got about 100 of them. I do have a lot of clothes in his dresser, but there's definitely clothes that I don't want to overlook and I don't want to miss the opportunity for him to wear. So I'm hanging a lot of his clothes just so it's easier to browse through them and to make sure that we get to put him in all these cute little outfits before he outgrows them. The rug was the last thing that we added to this nursery. There's really nothing wrong with this rug. It just seems to be missing a little bit of something. So I think we're going to use it for a while and then maybe upgrade to something a little bit nicer and maybe with a little bit more personality. But for now, it is getting the job done. It is nice and soft. It feels good on the toes. Other than that, the flooring, this was a huge project for me. I ripped out the carpet and redid the flooring and trim, not only in this room, but in this entire floor and in the stairway as well. So about 1,000 square feet of flooring, which I have never done before. I did not have any experience doing it, but the carpet that was in here prior had been here for about 14 years and it needed to be replaced. So I wanted my baby to have a nice, fresh, clean room. So I went ahead and installed this flooring. And for anyone who is thinking about undertaking a huge renovation, I would say go for it if you have the time, because it definitely took me more time than expected. But if you're motivated enough and you're willing to put in the work, it is definitely doable. In my case, I was so excited to jump into this project and personalize this room. And I really wanted to make this room perfect for my son. So putting in that extra work was not really a question. And even when it got really tough, I kind of just pictured this and I kind of just thought of the outcome and who I was doing it for. And it was really motivating and I learned a lot through that renovation. And I'm really glad that I did. As far as the theme of this room goes, I was really excited to do kind of a naturey woodland forest theme because I do a lot of camping and a lot of fishing and mountain biking. So I was really excited to kind of bring that inspiration into this room. When I found out I was having a kid, I was really excited to take him camping and just show him the outdoors. So for me, the theme of this room was kind of a no-brainer. It also gave me the opportunity to bring some of my own artwork into this room because my artwork also tends to be nature inspired as well. So overall, this project came together really well. All right, guys, so that is my review of my son's nursery. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them down below. As always, thanks for watching. Stay stoked, and I'll see you in the next one.